We got
Yeah.
one from Deej. Where do you guys see Killjoy in the current meta?
I think Killjoy is solid. Like I think uh again, going back to what I said about like Sage not being as viable right now or not being picked as much means that there's like a more variance in the playstyle. You can be a lot more aggressive and fast paced on T side. I actually think Killjoy can counterbalance that a bit because you can use your turret, the mollies. Like it's Cypher's cam is I think like invaluable in a lot of cases, and that's like the best part about Cypher. Like more than his trips. Like I don't think his trips are actually that good. Besides like the basic information that it provides, but the camera is really like insane. But I found it's getting more and more difficult to get a lot of good value and mileage out of Cypher's kit overall outside of the camera. And I think like you can make an argument like that Killjoy for this current meta provides more when it comes to like actually dealing with the things that teams are running at you. And I think that's like something you have to evaluate as well, right? It's not necessarily like how good is an agent on their own, but how does it function into the meta that people are currently playing, and whether or not um, it has value to counteract that, right? Because I think Killjoy in like the meta like before Breach, not as good as Cypher. Like we were running the Killjoy obviously, like we were using it on like Ascent, and it was more using Killjoy. I think in those things was more like it's just new, right? It's something fresh, something we wanted to test out and kind of see in the tournament. With like the limited practice that we had with the Killjoy, but yeah, I think as the meta's developed with Breach, I think Killjoy's definitely strong, and I think you'll see teams look to agents like Killjoy as a way of dealing with the playstyle that Breach is enabling right now.
That's some good points. Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm curious if we'll like I'm curious about that too, because I feel like there is a lot of Killjoy stuff we haven't seen in terms of just even just like lineups with the nano swarm and stuff like that. It's not too common, I feel like, in some of the games I've seen at least.